Hey guys, it's Chamston Plays. Um, you know, I realized when recording the last video that I actually do really enjoy playing ranked, and it can be really exhausting. It can get really frustrating. That's natural. Sometimes the game is going to annoy you, but I enjoy it at the end of the day. The favorite that I forgot to bring up would be Asuri, because I have always been such a massive fan of Katars, and I've always been such a massive fan of Sword, because Sword is just fun. And I figured, I wanted to play ranked, but the pressure in solo ones, like the pressure in ranked ones, just tends to get a bit exhausting. And I noticed that they now have solo queue in ranked twos. So I figured, what better way to play ranked and not have all that extra like added pressure and stress than to play in a rank two with randoms. So that's what today is going to be. So pretty much for this entire video, I am going to be playing Asuri, because, like I said, two of my favorite weapons and one of my favorite characters, especially with six like that, which are just so nasty. They really just make the game so much more fun. Spiking signatures, by far my favorite, because it basically means that the moment you get the opportunity to get under someone, they're dead. And you're going to see a lot of plats, like a lot of platinum borders, considering that is my average rank. I would say it's around average for this game, platinum. But hopefully, today we can get some good games, have some fun with it, because at the end of the day, like I said before, that is why you play games. You want to have fun at the end of the day. So if it does get too stressful, it might end up being a shorter video, because I'm not here to be stressed. But as of right now, it looks like I'm playing okay. Of course, not in situations like that. Yeah, okay. And as I said, with Spiking 6, Yumiko is a top contender in that regard. I'm just hoping this Nyx doesn't end up really screwing me over, because he seems to be very friendly with guns. And honestly, guns, when your teammate is playing guns, it is a very frustrating weapon to be around, because, it's just got so much range, and so much of the time you end up accidentally caught in it. Sorry, I went a bit quiet there. I was really hoping to get that signature, that spike sig. I think sword is definitely what I'm more comfortable with right now. So I will be using mainly sword in this game, at least. Thank you for picking me up. Okay. Yeah, okay. I wanted to go off edge. I was hoping that maybe I could get above her and do the up signature on Asuri, because it is very rewarding sword or katars. But as you could see, she got a bit lucky there and got above me. That should be game. Yeah. That was no, that was it was a pretty unremarkable first game, but regardless of that, it was still very much enjoyable. Didn't play too bad, didn't play too good, perfectly in the middle, not a problem at all. I do want to get better at like Qatar combos, because as it stands, I only really know this string, and that isn't very viable at the rank I'm in, unless I dodge read, which I'm not that good at dodge reading. I haven't gone that far just yet. But it is fun regardless. It is fun to be able to do combos on guitars because it is yet another string weapon, and I do love my string weapons. I had an amazing opportunity to kill that Nyx there, and I absolutely threw that away. And he's just gonna edge guard here. You can tell he is very cocky, so I think if I get another opportunity to get off edge with him, I should have a far better chance at winning. Because you can kind of tell at some points what a person's going to do. You can tell that he's going to want to come down here. You can tell that he's going to want, yeah. You can tell that he's going to want to play off edge, and you can tell that he's going to be very confident in his abilities to do so. So, really, if you just keep testing him, you'll keep getting opportunities to get him off edge. And the more opportunities you get, the more likely you are to be able to, succeed in killing the person. But yeah, no. That one kill was enough for him to want to play passive. Which I find properly hilarious. Okay, yeah. The double up, fair enough. I definitely did that to myself. I am now on one stock, which is no good. Don't want to end up in a combo here. Yeah, like I said, he just really wanted to play off edge, and I fell into that. I absolutely fell into that, and I am going to watch the rest of this game because I want to see how my Nyx performs, and I don't want to lose, but hopefully it will be different for him. He seems pretty good off edge, seems relatively confident, and these guys are really just feeding themselves into him one by one, and that's what you don't want to do in a 2v1 situation. Because a lot of people tend to play like really passive in 2v1s for whatever reason, and the more passive you play in a 2v1, the more likely you are to give him the chance to fight you one at a time. And if you give somebody the chance to fight you one at a time, it's a lot easier to deal with because you're only worried about one person at any one time, and so if they just keep on funneling into him the way that they are, then it stands to reason that he won't really have much trouble winning this match, because now, like, as you can tell, it's turned into a 1v1. Nyx, like the other Nyx, is on his second stock, red, so all he really needs to do is get a good hit out. If he hits that side square once, then this Nyx is dead, or that. I think the Nyx that was on my team, obviously I'm talking a lot, I'm dead, I have more opportunity to, but I think the Nyx that was my teammate in this round is going to win this game fighting against the other Nyx, because this other Nyx is obscenely passive, and that just leaves way to so many opportunities. And if he bides his time and he uses those opportunities, which it looks like he's not doing, it looks like he's very much going for aggression here, which in this instance that isn't the best idea. But this Nyx is very much rewarding that aggression for whatever reason. Oh, okay. Now this part is always hard to watch because it's just whoever gets this last hit wins the game. Yeah, so, yeah, okay, great. We won. That's phenomenal. I don't feel like I performed that well. I performed very poorly that game. Hopefully I make it back the next game. But it's good that we won. Yeah, the Nyx on my team was very much able to take advantage of the opportunities they were giving him. He was a very good player, so I'm very happy that he was on my team, not the enemy team. But hopefully, like I said, in this game, it is a bit of a different instance. It is an Asuri on the opposite team, I'm actually very bad at fighting against Asuris, despite her being one of my favorite characters, because I always end up falling into those signatures. But luckily she's pretty predictable. She really badly wants those combos, both of these guys do. Oh, that's really unfortunate. That probably would have been a great attack. Yeah, that Queen Eye was scared to come up because I was, you know, covering it. And that is what eventually led to her dying there. Yeah, an easy way to counter an Asuri is if they're off edge, they're going to go for that spike signature. They want it. They want it so badly. So just don't get above them. If you just hang out below and bide your time, you will always be able to make it back to the edge. But yeah, no, she spent way too much time off edge because she just really badly wanted that sig. And at some point, like I've said in my past video, that just becomes predictable. But yeah, I should be fine here. If I just go off the edge, I can recover up. Okay. This Scarlet isn't helping. Yeah, no, I made it back. Unfortunately, at the end of it all, I died. Yeah, it's just always with that combo, you know? And as long as you learn to read any of it, the rest becomes so simple. She's gonna go for the spike signature here. Or not. Oof. Queen Eye is definitely one of my least favorite characters in this whole game. Yeah, no. Oof. Yeah, again, just they want me dead. You know, if you're off edge, they're gonna want you dead. And sometimes it's just not a good idea. It's just not a good idea to come off the edge because if you haven't been able to succeed off edge up to that point, chances stand that you're not going to be able to, you know? If the person that you're going off edge against has succeeded in thwarting your attempt to be off edge on several occasions, they will continue to succeed. And all you'll be doing is giving them a free stop and eventually losing the game like you saw. So if they're better than you off edge, that's fine. They can be better than you. All you need to do is hang around the top of the edge and just take away their options one by one until eventually you kill them. If you don't know what I mean when I say take away their options, each time you go up in the air, you have free jumps, you have a recovery, which is, you know, when you see me go up in the air with my sword the way I do, and you have a dodge. Those are your options. Those are the three choices that you have when you're up in the air. So if you just slowly but surely whittle down those choices, then it will become a lot easier to succeed. And then you won't have to go off edge with them because they won't have a choice but to die, pretty much. Oh, that was a misclick. But that Raymond was wonderful. You know, he helped me recover back onto the stage. So that was a really helpful thing for him to do. Oof. Okay. I don't quite understand what the Raymond's trying to do here. Yeah, with cannon, you just really don't want to give them those chains. Because if you noticed, he really wanted to combo me there. So I just kind of had to be that little bit patient. Oh. Yeah, I just had to be that extra little bit patient, and then, you know, I could counter him relatively easily. Yeah, if you saw, the King's Uvar wasn't trying to come off edge with me. That was what, you know, he was taking away my options. And as a result, I ended up taking a lot of damage for no reason. And I have died. I didn't realize that was only my second stock, so that makes me a lot less afraid. But yeah, no, he really just wants to hit those signatures. Same with the Onyx, really. Hopefully I can clutch this up. I think if I just hang around the air a little bit more, it should be relatively easy. Oof. Oh, damn. Okay, I'm not dead yet. I just need to be careful about how I get back up here. Oh, damn. Okay, well, that's that. Unfortunately, that was a bit of a loss. I'm pretty sure, as of right now, the game has... the video is pretty long, as it is, so I think I'm going to leave it there. I think for the next video, I'm going to finish this solo queue section. I think I'll play somebody else other than Asuri. I'm happy to play any kind of suggestions out of the characters you can see here. There isn't really a character I feel like I wouldn't want to play, other than Rocket Lance. I'm not the biggest fan of Rocket Lance, but yeah. Thank you for watching, and enjoy.